Now, friends, bank has been formed. Now, customer has entered into the banking sector. Now, we are required to know about what is the relation between banker and a customer. What is the relationship? So, friends, who is a banker? First of all, we should come to know who is a banker. Well, actually, banker has been defined as per Banking Regulation Act 1949, Section 5B. A banker is a person undertaking the business of banking. Banking has nowhere been defined otherwise specifically. What is the banking? But it has been defined in a customer, a bank person, a banker, a person undertaking business of banking, which means accepting deposits from public for the purpose of lending, repayable on demand or otherwise, withdrawable by check, draft, order, or otherwise. Banks accept deposits for the purpose of lending, which can this deposit can be withdrawn on demand only through some mode. It may be through check, draft, or by writing a letter. Also, amount can be withdrawn. Then, friends, who is a customer? A customer is one who has an account with the bank. Who has an account with the bank. A casual transaction like encashment of check does not entail a person to be a customer. But friends, whenever any person goes to, I give a check to somebody, he goes to withdraw it from your bank, he does not become your customer. But friends, as per practice and as per certain judgments of certain courts, if I am giving certain checks for withdrawal to one person and he is coming regularly, and those withdrawals or those checks are for a high value denomination, so and that person has to withdraw that amount, that person has given his KYC document to the bank, though he has not opened the account, but KYC document has been given to the bank. In that case, because he is doing this casual transaction regularly, certain courts have accepted it that he also becomes a customer in legal definition. Okay, he can get those rights of a customer which otherwise a customer can get the rights. But otherwise, legally, a bank customer is one who has an account with the bank. So, friends, what are the legal requirements of a person who can become a customer? Legal requirements are and that he can enter into a contract. And who can enter into a contract? The person who has got the age of maturity, who has become a major, who is 18 years of more than 18 years of age. So only a person more than 18 years of age can become a customer. Now you will ask me a question that in your bank you are allowing a child about 10 years of age, but he is below 18 years. You are allowing him to open an account and you are allowing to withdraw the amount also. So, to give certain banking facilities as a relaxation, Reserve Bank of India has allowed the banks that they can open an account of a child who is above the age of 10 years and who can read and write and understand things. Bank can open account their account and that child can operate his account himself without under the guardianship. But if bank is opening an account below the age of 10 years, then that account has to be invariably opened under the guardianship of some parents or natural guardian or other guardians. So, friends, but you have to be very clear because a child between the age of 10 years up to 18 years, he is not capable of entering into a contract. You have opened his account, but he is not capable of entering into a contract. So, friends, in case bank suffers any loss due to any transaction of that child, bank will not be able to recover that loss from that child. That's why we say in the bank that you can open an account of a child below 18 years of age, above 10 years, but you should not give him overdraft. If you have given overdraft to him and if he refuses to pay this overdraft, Legally, you cannot force him to pay this amount of overdraft. So, friends, please make in mind that customer is one who can legally enter into a contract. He has attained the age of maturity. The person should be of sound mind. He should not be lunatic. He should not be mad person. Because mad person is not capable of entering into a contract. Not barred under any law. A bankrupt person, insolvent person, he does not have any, or a criminal person in certain situations, if he is barred by any law that he cannot enter into a contract, then you cannot open his account. And like a contract, account should be opened like a contract, that it should be having an offer, a proposal, and acceptance. Bank should give him an offer letter in the form of account opening form. Customer should fill it up and submit it to the bank in the form of a proposal, and banker should accept it. eh? Then this becomes a full contract. Then he becomes a customer. Supposing a banker has given him an offer, account opening form, customer has filled up, and after filling up, he gives to the branch manager, and branch manager accepted it, signed it on the form. But that account is not opened in the financial system. Even then, if he can prove that already branch manager or branch bank official has accepted my offer, my proposal, then if he can be able to prove it, then bank will lose the right. Because in any case, once you have signed on the account opening form, accepted, he becomes a customer, whether you have opened in the financial system or not. That is your internal arrangement. And that contractual relationship with commercial intention. Any contract, there is a contract between husband and wife, but that contract is not purely on with commercial intention. But here, the relationship between a banker and customer is purely based upon commercial intention, no other intention. So these are the legal requirements of a person who can become a customer. So how many types of customers are there? One are natural person. I am a natural person. You are a natural person. So natural person can become a customer, whom you can see, whom you can touch. An individual can open. Joint account can be opened. Minors account can be opened under self, under guardianship can be opened. These are all natural person. But friends, in natural person also, account of lunatic person, madman cannot be opened. Account of insolvent person, because he is not capable of entering into a contract, cannot be opened. Account of illiterate person. Illiterate person is not barred under the law to enter into a contract. So account of illiterate person can be opened because he can enter into a contract. So his account can be opened. But friends, as a precautionary measures, you should obtain a witness from an independent person, that illiterate person, he has been explained the terms and conditions of account opening form, and he has been able to understand it. एक इंडिपेंडेंट पर्सन आपको साइन करके देगा that I have explained all the terms and conditions to illiterate person and he has been able to understand it. Then you can open his account. Similarly, visually impaired person, he is also not barred under the law to enter into a contract, so his account can also be opened. Same precaution has to be obtained, a witness from an independent person, that he has explained the terms of account opening to the person and he has understood it. Now the problem comes with a drunkard person. Can you open an account of a drunkard person? The person who is drunk and under the influence of intoxication, at that particular moment you cannot open his account. When he is in senses, you can open his account. Anytime if it is proved that when he opened his account at that time he was under the intoxication of drinks, then as a banker you will lose the protection. So friends, proprietorship concern. Sole proprietor, he's also a natural person. Association of persons, 2-3% coming together. So this is also a natural person. But friends, there are certain legal persons. They are called persons, but they are not person. They are formed under some legal requirement, fulfilling legal requirement. They cannot be seen. They cannot be touched. They are called legal persons. Means private limited companies, public limited companies, they are all legal persons. Trust, societies, clubs, associations, partnership firm, these are all legal persons. Partner is a natural person, but partnership firm is a legal person. So these are the types of customers. So friends, when when account has been opened, that person has become our customer, then bankers are obliged to undertake certain duties. So there are certain bankers' obligations arise, that it is the duty of the banker to honor check or payment instructions of customer. It is the duty of the banker to honor the check or payment instruction of the customer under section 31 of Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. Under Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, section 31, it is the duty of the banker to honor the payment instructions or to honor the check issued by the customer. And it's also a duty of the banker to maintain secrecy of the account. Under section 13 of Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertaking Act 1970, bank will maintain a secrecy of his account. Bank cannot divulge the details of my account to even to my wife. But friends, there are certain exceptions to this. That under certain exceptional circumstances, bank can divulge the the details of the account to some outside authorities, outside person. How? Under compulsion of law. How? Under Bankers Book Evidence Act. Means whenever in a court certain documents are to be given, court demands certain documents from a bank. So in that case, under Bankers Book Evidence Act, banker is required to give details of the customer's account to the court. Under Criminal Procedure Code, Foreign Exchange Management Act FEMA, Income Tax Act, Banking Regulation Act 1949, Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Under these acts, if any investigating agency or any courts demand certain details of our customer's account under these acts, then banks are obliged to divulge the details of the customer's account to them. And friends, second is to protect the national interest, money laundering, etc. It may happen that the customer accounts detail has to be disclosed, so that because national interest is being put to harm, because customer may be indulging into some criminal activities, customer may be indulging into money laundering, then in the national interest, bank is required to divulge the details of the bank customer's account. In the interest of the bank, if it is in the interest of the bank, then also it has to be disclosed. In SARFAESI Act 2002, when customer defaults in making payment to the bank, in that case, what bank is doing? Banking publishing the photo of the customer, and banking publishing the details of the property of the customer in the newspaper. It is in the interest of the bank with the implied consent of the customer. Supposing I tell to my banker that please disclose the details of my account to my wife, it is my written consent. Supposing my wife comes with me every time to the bank and banker disclose the details to my wife, and in my presence I never object to it, It is an implied consent. Next time my wife goes alone, banker will disclose it. Implied consent. And as per banking practices. So under these situations, these are the banker's obligations, and these are certain exceptions under which banker can disclose the details of the account to the customer's account to outside persons. So friends, once the account is opened, it will continue to have the relationship. Contractual relationship will continue forever. But it can be terminated also under certain situations. Which are those situations? How when the account relationship between banker and customer will terminate? When? When bank comes to know the death, lunacy, or insolvency of the customer. Supposing you are working in a village, you know all the villagers. A customer of you who is a villager, he has expired. You go to the cremation ground also. But his children, his legal heirs, his brother, sister, nobody gives you in writing. You can't say that unless somebody gives me in writing that that person has expired, I will not freeze that account. No, it is your duty as a banker to freeze this account immediately as soon as you come to know about the death of the customer. Maybe through newspaper, maybe through some any other channel, maybe through some written letter given by the legal here. As soon as जैसे ही आपको मालूम पड़ता है, as soon as you come to know that customer has died, it is your duty to freeze this account. At least immediately freeze make the debit freeze at least. Don't allow any debits. And as soon as you come to know the customer has become mad, lunatic, or he has become insolvent, at that time you should immediately stop any debit operations in this account immediately and start the procedure of closing this account. Okay. And second is, when customer closes the account with an appropriate notice, customer can always close this account. When bank closes this account with due notice to the customer, bank can also close this account. Supposing bank find that this account is not remunerative, bank find that this account is not in the interest of the bank find that this account is creating some types of nuances to the bank. At that time, bank can also close this account, but bank has to give a notice to the customer that due to this reason we are going to close this account. If notice is not given, bank can be held liable. Bank can be held liable on garnishee order or attachment order from the competent authority. Supposing our customer, he has defaulted payment of income tax to the income tax department. To recover the income tax dues from him, income tax department can send an attachment order to us. As soon as we receive an attachment order from an income tax department, it is our duty to freeze this account up to the amount of attachment order. Duty to freeze this account. Okay, don't allow him to withdraw any amount from that. And what is the garnishee order? Maybe our customer who is having deposits with us, current deposit, saving or fixed deposit with us. Maybe our customer who is having deposits with us, he has taken loan from some other person. Person C. He has taken loan from him and he is not repaying the loan to his creditor, person C. And person C has gone to the court to recover that amount from our customer. And this person C, who has to recover from our customer, he gives the bank's detail to the court that this person is having this much money in his bank account, but even then he is not repaying my dues to me. In that case, court can issue a notice to banker that you immediately freeze that account because your customer is required to pay certain dues to Mr. C. So, as soon as bank receives garnishee order, bank is required to freeze that account. So, relationship stands terminated when a banker comes to know the death, lunacy, or insolvency of the customer, when customer closes this account, when bank closes this account after giving notice on receipt of garnish order or attachment order. So this termination stands terminated. Okay, friends. Now happens. Now bank has been established. Customer has also entered into the bank. Now, friends, customer may create some problems. Whenever there is a relationship between two, one person may create certain problem. Customer may also create certain problem. How to overcome that problem? How to avoid that problem? So we will be discussing in our next slide anti-money laundering and know your customer.